like, is your brand nice? Feel nice to people? Marketing really is about people. It's about a business communicating with people. And ultimately that communication should help them. Frankly, some businesses want to do marketing and they're just not ready. It's just very easy to stop thinking about that person. If you're not starting 10 things, you're not going to get the one that works. The better you understand those 3 areas, the better your go-to-market's going to be. There's 2 reasons why marketing's not working. Number one is you're not.
James, great name. Love that. So good to have you here. So today, what I thought we'd do is talk a little bit about your story and how you got into the journey of entrepreneurship and what your business does. And yeah, let's start there.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for having me. So how did I get started? There was some point in my teenage years, I think, that I got really curious about business. I wanted to own a business. I don't quite know where it came from. If I was to guess, it would be from my grandfather.
Okay.
But the catch there is I never met him. He passed away 25 years before I was born. So okay. I wonder if there's something genetic. No proof that's whether that's true, but it was in the family. My dad was a pastor, so he wasn't in business, but he was also a kind of visionary guy. He always was. He was a dreamer.
Okay.
So when it came to what do I want to do with my life, well, you know, it's sort of 16. You've got to choose your HSC subjects, which inform what you're going to study at university, which inform what your career's going to be, and you don't know at 16.
That's it.
Nobody knows. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. Most people don't know. and I didn't. I wanted to have a business. I thought maybe, the best. I was good at maths and science, so I did those subjects and enrolled in civil engineering at Sydney University. Okay. I thought I could have an engineering business. Well, I hated engineering.
No judgment.
No, I've got a number of friends who were civil engineers. I partly went into it because I knew them and they loved it. But it was not for me. And in hindsight, I think I'd be a pretty bad engineer. Okay. I think that level of fastidiousness, the details and all of that. I mean, I would have liked the maths and science side. I would have liked the people side, but I don't know about the sitting in compliance and all that sort of stuff. I think it would have driven me mental. So I swapped over and started a commerce degree and with a major in marketing.
Yep.
So that made sense from a business perspective. Still didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but really enjoyed it. Just really enjoyed it, and it was a 3-year bachelor course and didn't take that much time. Some of these courses don't require to be there very much, so it enabled me to do all sorts of other things and. When I finished, got married like the day after my exam period for 3rd year. I was 21 and was looking for jobs. So I actually got a job with a corporate. Okay. And working in an office kind of killed me. Like I had this...
As in just the routine?
Just like everything.
Yeah, politics.
Yeah, so I decided to start my own business at that point. So I've been playing guitar since I was 15, so probably six years in, and... started a guitar teaching school.
A whole school? Like as in you would employ multiple?
Not at the start, it was just me.
Yep.
But I did employ people afterwards, I sort of grew it. But for me, that was the first journey into registering a business name, going and getting clients, delivering the service, charging, following up payments.
Yep.
All those things that make up the very basics of business, I went and did. And earned myself a reasonable living. Yeah, I kicked off at 21.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I kept it maybe there for 3 or 4 years as I grew it. It wasn't a mega business. It was a really great starter business, though. It was, gave me the things I needed. So, as a 50-year-old, I now have a better understanding of my psychological makeup and what was going on. And I really have a strong need of autonomy. Okay. Some people are quite happy to go into a system, a business, a team or whatnot, all work together and have to be there certain hours or have to deliver certain outcomes or whatnot.
Yeah.
For me, the idea of, where do I want to go? How do I want to get there? How I want to solve these problems today is really stimulating. And if I don't have that, then I'm unhappy, basically. Just not happy doing routine. Routine's never been good. Of course, you've got to do routine in business, but if I have that autonomy, then ultimately the bits that I'm either not strong at or I don't enjoy can hire other people, because it turns out people like doing lots of different things that are different to me and are good at things that I'm not good at, so they tend to complement me. So, that's my first business. I then ran a number of different businesses, some that were good, some that were not very good. Yep. There was some difficult years in there, but sort of come 2009, I'm 34 now, I had a friend who owned a web development business that did Google Ads and sort of had a marketing arm to that. So I started contracting to him to do his Google Ads and then his SEO. And this was 2009, so Instagram didn't exist. Facebook had just sort of become big in 2007. And they were just bringing out things like business pages and paid marketing. This hadn't existed yet. Yep. It was just rolling out 2009, 10, 11. A lot of that was happening. Yep. So I really rode that wave and picked up social media marketing for clients, sort of figuring out what it even was and how to do that.
Yep.
But I was doing that predominantly, probably 90% of my work was through him as a contractor.
Okay. Kind of like a solopreneur type gig with him as a contractor, so it's just you?
No, I hired someone sort of 2 years in, so brought Heidi on, she's still with us. Wow. Yes, because I've got too much work for me to do, and then what I obviously realised is if I'm going to go and get new business, that's time. So if you can't do all the work,
I've got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, you've got to do the work and go and get the new work, and so then she helped. Sort of around 2014, we'd reached the point where we'd probably maxed out that relationship as a contractor.
Yep.
I had people coming and asking me directly for work, and I wanted to grow. So that's when we launched the Online Co. So when I tell people the Online Co has been around for 16 years, it has. It just didn't have that name. It's too complicated to explain. So it started in 2009, so we're 16 years today. So, we really started growing sort of the second half of 2015. We've grown year on year ever since. Sometimes good growth, sometimes a little bit of growth, but always some growth. So we've got a team of about 15 people now. So we do. We're a digital marketing agency, but we're full service. So we do most of the big things. So SEO, Google Ads, Meta Ads, paid advertising, social media, graphic design, web design, EDMs. What I specifically enjoy, though, is the piece that I hold specifically in the business, because now we've got a team that do all those things day to day, is the strategic planning piece.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about that, because ever since I've met you, this has been something you kind of probably hear you say every time we have a conversation about the strategy. So before we go into what that actually means, is that something that you kind of learned after doing marketing for X amount of years, or businesses? Where did the initial thing, people need to focus on strategy before the execution, where did that germinate from?
Yeah, it definitely germinated in my degree.
Okay.
I found a pile of papers from back when I first left uni, or must have been at the end of uni, where I'd compiled a whole stack of frameworks, different marketing frameworks, and I've got a document all printed and bound and everything. So obviously I was using them. I think I was using them to try and get business at the time. I sort of started a little. If you're an entrepreneur, you start lots of things, and not everything gets off the ground. That's fine. That's completely normal. If you're not starting 10 things, you're not going to get the one that works. Yeah. So any budding entrepreneurs, just go and try stuff, right?
Have a crack.
Have a crack, and learn. You got to get a better idea off the back of the failures, but that's that. Yeah. So there's all these frameworks in this document. So I was clearly interested in strategy from early days, and I see you got a Clifton strengths. You go up strengths book over there. So my strengths number one's strategy.
Okay.
So I'm kind of hardwired for that. The thing in my degree that I enjoyed the most was actually the customer behaviour.
Yep.
We did it in second year. We did a subject called consumer behaviour, and it was kind of psychology.
Okay.
And it just occurred to me that marketing really is about people. It's about a business communicating with people, and ultimately that communication should help them.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's false marketing and dishonest marketing and that sort of stuff. But if we put that aside and assume you're a good business trying to, help people with a product or service that makes their lives better and they're prepared to pay for. So there's a fair exchange, a free exchange, as in you don't have to deal with me. There's 10 other people you could deal with, but you choose to. Then that's healthy, a healthy marketplace. Assuming that's the case, then I'm essentially helping someone, and I'm just communicating with a person, and that fascinated me because people have needs and people are complicated. So I suppose I didn't do much in the digital space sort of in the 10 years after I finished my degree, and the whole world went on the internet. Yeah. And really what happened in the noughties and probably in the teens as well was there was a big marketing shift away from people-focused marketing to technology-based marketing. So if you want a website, you hire a web developer. Is the web developer a marketer? No, they're a coder. Yeah. Now, coders are great people. I love coders. I employ some. They're wonderful. But if the website doesn't communicate to the person on the other end, it's not achieving its goal. And it's just very easy to stop thinking about that person and just start to think about what colours do I like, or what information should it have, or and how am I going to code this HTML? And you're into tech land very quick, and you're away from people. So that really twigged in my degree around being people first. So that's our slogan now for the online co. It's people first, digital marketing. And it was a rebellion against the sort of zeitgeist that said it's all about clicks. Well, clicks are people clicking. Probably shouldn't call them clicks. Impressions. Well, impressions are people looking. Shouldn't call them impressions. Leads. Well, you're still good. They're still people, right? And essentially, when you're going to go to market with something, the better you understand your customer, the better you understand your business and what it is that you're able to solve for that customer, and the better you understand your competitors. So that's the 3-circle Venn diagram. The better you understand those 3 areas, the better your go-to-market's going to be.
Yep.
And for the first years, people come on and say, can you do Google Ads? And I say, yeah, sure. I set up a Google Ads campaign. And we do our best to target the right keywords and send them to their website. But we just skipped this whole question around, is Google Ads even the right thing?
Yeah.
Like, you're coming to me with a problem. The problem might be that you need to grow your business. The problem might be that your business is shrinking. There might be a range of other problems. Well, we haven't dealt with the problem. And then we haven't answered the customer question, and we haven't answered the competitive question. And frankly, your business might not be even very good. So
how often do you say that to clients?
Not often. I suppose we don't get that very often. When it happens is usually with startups.
Yeah.
It's this idea is untested. We don't know if it's going to work. So we got to do marketing based on a whole bunch of assumptions that are not tested. So it may not work.
That makes sense, because I guess if you're dealing with an established business, they have a history of clients. They probably
Proven
have a good
concept.
idea of who their most ideal client is. So a startup is like, I'm just going to throw this thing out there, see what lands, and then...
And they've ironed out the bumps. They went to market with 4 offerings, and 2 of them nobody took up. So they're gone, and we've introduced another 2, but they work. So now we've got 4, but they're different. Anyway, you've charted that journey. So I guess what the whole strategic thing really interests me to start with. And then we get some frameworks, and then we actually want to sit down with people before we spend any money We want to do a 1 month piece, a 3 or 4 week piece to deeply analyse their business and figure out how we're going to go to market for them in a way that's going to work. And go to market with some hypotheses if we're not sure it's going to work. And frankly, you're not always 100% sure. You're going to market with hypotheses that people want this thing or they need to be communicated this way, often based on the business's experience.
I love that because I love that hypothesis-driven marketing. It resonates with me based on my cybersecurity career. But effectively, with a hypothesis, you then have to find what the question is you're trying to answer, how you're going to measure success. So it allows you probably to iterate faster on. Is that kind of what we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
So the alternative is let's go public.
Yep.
With what? Well, let's come up with some ideas.
Right.
Or let's figure out the psychology of the customer and really what is unique about your business and go to markets. It's something different than your competitors. You go to market with that, with some strong hypothesis, having done some good research, and you go, all right, that works, or it didn't quite work as we want. Why? What's wrong with the hypothesis? Adjust the hypothesis, go again.
Yeah.
Whereas the other method is we have no hypothesis, we just have ideas. That idea didn't work. Now what? Let's try another idea. It's literally throwing money against the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah.
And it's expensive. So we ask people to invest in us in month one, save money.
Yeah, down the track.
And they have to go a little bit slower. And frankly, there's people that don't want to do that. They just want to get started, and they're just like our clients.
Yeah.
We just don't want that. We don't want the failure rate. We want to have successful campaigns.
Do you ever find yourself, because when you're talking, and I've probably reflected on this several times, that sounds in some ways a lot of business development with marketing being the outcome that you deal with. But for a person or a client to get to the point where they understand that, wouldn't that sometimes lead you into doing more, this is how you build your business more effectively to get to that point?
Well, the question in my career today is whether to go into consulting more seriously. There's sort of two levels in the marketing world. There's the consultants that come in, do a lot of work. They might do brand work, or they might do go-to-market work, or they can do a whole bunch of things. Change management. There's a whole bunch of things that consultants will do. And then there's the execution people that come in and get the job done.
Yeah.
The Online Co is an agency, so we execute.
Yeah.
But what I do is people come in and they ask me for SEO. Can you do SEO or can you do social media or something? And then I elevate them to a low-level consulting piece. The question is whether I go into the higher-level piece and then push people down into the execution once that's done.
Yeah.
I'm not doing full-ball consulting. Like the whole change management thing is outside our remit at the moment. Yeah. But frankly, some businesses want to do marketing and they're just not ready. The organisation's not ready yet. They're not ready to. They don't know what they want to say. They don't know what they're allowed to say. Sometimes not even clear on what they do. So then, marketing's really hard.
I mean, you don't know. You're trying to tell a story that you don't have a story for.
Yeah, and sometimes they're established businesses, 50 years old, 70 staff.
Yeah.
Don't know what to say. Can't agree on words. There's a whole change management piece that needs to happen to make the marketing work.
That's cool. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll probably just dive back out of the marketing piece. What I'm really interested now is, so you obviously worked with quite a number of businesses by now, started several yourself. Are there any principles you started to draw from that experience that you're like, this is just a global business principle? Every business should be good at this or needs to get better. Like, is there certain things you've distilled from all of that experience?
Yes. So I'm a bit of a framework addict. Everything's framework, so I have a problem.
I think that goes with the strategic.
Yeah. I go to framework anonymous once a week and, stand up and say, hi, I'm an addict.
I love a good framework.
Okay, so I read a book a couple of years ago. It was a small business book around how businesses should run, and it talked about the 5 sort of pillars of a business. There's your operations.
Yep.
So that's the product or service you sell. There's people.
Yep.
There's finance. There's sales, and there's marketing. So people's obvious.
Yep.
We need to have a team. They need to be motivated and engaged. Finance, well, you need to bring in more money than you're spending at a very basic level. Sales is, are we bringing in new clients? What's our process to do that? And marketing is about how do we let the world know that we're here.
Yep.
I'm studying my MBA at the moment, and they don't talk about 5. At corporate level, they don't talk about 5. They talk about operations, they talk about finance, and they talk about marketing. Now, essentially what they're doing is they're putting the people under operations,
Yep.
and they're putting the sales under marketing. But essentially it's, here's our product or service, our operations. This is the thing we do. We sell skincare items, or we sell accounting services. Here's the finance. This is, we have enough money to run. We have enough money to expand. We have enough cash flow.
Yeah.
And how we're letting people know about that. That's kind of it. And marketing for a lot of small businesses tends to be sort of number 5. It's the one you tack on when, oh, hang on, maybe I should be doing some marketing. But to corporate, it's one of the core 3 things. What's the point of doing something amazing, having money in the bank? No one's buying it.
Yeah.
So, in my last intensive, we worked with a big global company, and over $1 billion, and they spent 20% of their revenue on marketing. 20%. So it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Whereas I'll find I'll meet a business maybe turning over in the single-digit millions, spending 2%.
Right.
And saying, hey, my marketing's not working. So they're the 3 pillars. The second idea is there's 2 reasons why marketing's not working.
Yeah.
Now I keep going back to marketing as just where I live, but I could talk about operations and finance as well. In marketing, there's 2 reasons. Number 1 is you're not saying the right things.
Right.
Now, that underneath that is a whole ecosystem of issues. I could pick out some. Not saying the right thing. Let's suppose you're an accountant. There's something like 40,000 accountants in Sydney. Why use you? So if we're going to talk about how do we say the right thing, well, we need to somehow differentiate you from the other 40,000. So that could look like niche. You could focus on medical services or something. It could look like you becoming a thought leader expert on social media on specific areas. It could mean a range of different things. We've got to dive into the business to find out what it is we should be saying. I mean, one basic principle is if you're trying to appeal to everybody, you're going to appeal to nobody. So you might as well pick your people. That's in the am I saying the right things? Then the next thing is maybe I do have something unique. Am I saying that in an interesting and engaging way?
Yep.
Am I saying that in the channels where my customers are? So maybe your customers are not on TikTok, but maybe they are on Facebook, or vice versa, whatever. Am I saying it to the right people?
So the right things in the right place.
Yeah, so the thing we talk about is saying the right thing to the right people at the right time.
Yeah.
So then understanding that people coming down the marketing funnel, these people have never heard of you. You can't talk to them as if they know you well.
Yep.
You can ask a friend thing that you can't ask a stranger on the street. So don't ask the stranger on the street the personal, intimate question you ask your best friend. But we do that in marketing.
Yep.
It's like proposing marriage on the first date. Like, go away. You're getting weird. So that's the sort of top of funnel cold thing. People have never heard of you. And there's people that have heard of you. They know you, they like you, but maybe they don't understand you. So then maybe they need education. And then there's people that are ready to buy. If you've warmed them up properly, they'll often just be coming down consistently on their own, but you've got that funnel. Anyway, this is all about saying the right thing. There's your brand. Is your brand nice? Does it feel nice to people? My wife and I were camping. We have a caravan. We're in Ulladulla, and we'd never been to Ulladulla before. So we arrived, we'd set up, thought we'll go for a drive and find a coffee shop. And do you know how we chose the coffee shop? It was super rational. It was the one that looked nicest. And then I was thinking about it afterwards. I'm like, it wasn't the beans they used. It wasn't the quality of the staff. It wasn't the service. It wasn't the menu items. Oh, this one looks nice. And you've got to understand it. we think we're super rational creatures, and we're just not. We make emotional decisions and then rationally justify them afterwards. So people are going to your website and going, ew.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, no, this looks, it looks ugly, or it looks generic. It's like, obviously there's stock photo here. You know, it's not engaging. The words are waffly, and do they just click back? So, I mean, it's a fundamental, but people spend a lot of time on brand to say, you know, am I appealing? And then there's evidence, like, oh, you look like a good accountant. Your website's really nice, but there's no testimonials or case studies. But if they are there, it's like, oh, it's 5 case studies. And if they're serious customers, will go, oh, I'll have a look at them. They'll flick through them and read some testimonials. So this sort of physical evidence. And then there's things like a process. How do I work with you? Now, different businesses are different. The process isn't relevant to everybody. We worked with a migration agency where the process actually is quite important. I'm going to do this stage, then I'm going to do this stage, and do this stage, and do that stage. You know, if you're buying SAE down at a local shop, the process isn't very important, but the way the shop looks really is.
Yeah.
You know, so, and where it is and how you're marketing to those areas. Anyway, that's all about saying the right things.
Wow.
Which is one of the 2 reasons why your marketing's not working. So we tend to spend a lot of time in there.
That's amazing.
The other is the psychology of the customer, which is probably the most important thing. And that is, there's things that the customer doesn't want to happen. There's things the customer does want to happen. There's pain points. There's influences. And there's catalysts for change. Now, if you answer all those 5 questions, you actually end up with quite a robust picture of this person psychologically. And answering all those questions in, say, social posts, all of a sudden makes your social posting really engaging, because you're talking right into their world. And I don't know if you've ever seen marketing as like, they wrote that just for me. Well, it's because they understood that person psychologically. Yeah, they actually do understand you.
Wow.
And they did write it for you. Yes. So,
I mean, I feel like I've just got a masterclass. That was amazing.
well, that's half. The other half is actually quite easy.
Yeah.
So, problem number 1, we're not saying the right thing. Problem number 2, not enough people seeing it, which is simply money. You're just not spending enough. Yeah, you've got this stuff and you're spending a little bit of money and 10,000 people a month are seeing it. But for your business to grow, you need 500,000 people to see it, so you need to up your budget. Now, that sounds really crass, right? Spend more. So it's not spend more, it's spend more if your message is right.
Right. So get that sorted.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
I understand.
And don't spend more because I'm a marketing consultant saying it. Spend more because we have the right things, we are saying it in the right place, and we're now elevating our reach to the right people.
So good. I guess you made a quick reference near the start of this episode about, you know, if you're a entrepreneur, like, you got to try 10 things because then you find the one thing that works. As we bring this episode to a close before we move into the AI part, what sorts of things would you say to entrepreneurs who are just starting, thinking about their marketing, that sort of stuff? Like, how would you frame it in a way that would make sense to someone who's just starting out and is trying to figure out, how do I actually get started in this?
Oh, Jim Collins, in his book Good to Great, talks about the hedgehog concept.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with that, look it up, read it. It's well worth the read. But it's three. It's a Venn diagram with 3 circles. One of the circles is what is the thing you love, something you love doing. The next one is what can you be the best in the world at. The third thing is what makes the most money. Now, have a successful business, you need all 3. Is it something you like? Like, don't go and do something you don't like. Don't be an engineer if you're not meant to be an engineer. I bailed pretty fast because I made that call very quick. Like, why tough it out for a year when I know I'm not meant to be there? So find something like, I liked marketing. What can you be really good at? Now, my daughter's the railing in her cupboard that holds her clothes up fell out last night, so I had to go and fix it. I'm really the worst handyman on the planet. I mean, I found some glue and some nails and I've whacked it back into shape, and I have no confidence it's going to stay there. So me going into trades is a pretty bad idea, right? I'm not going to be the best in the world, and that's Jim Collins' language, being the best in the world. You want to have something you can be really good at. You want to be in the top sort of 5%, ideally the top 1 or 2% or something, so you can thrive in it. I am good at strategy. I am good at communicating. I am good at leading teams. So there's some things I can be good at. The next thing is got to make money for you. If it's not making money, you then have to go and get another job to support this hobby. Yeah. Now, you can find something you love doing, maybe painting, oil painting, and you might be one of the best in the world at it. If it's not making money, it's a hobby.
Right.
So it's got to have a commercial lens to it. Yeah. So how do I monetize this? And I don't know. I guess there's some thinking out there that money's bad or you shouldn't make money. And I think ultimately you have to earn a living. You have to eat calories each day to survive. You have to put your head down and sleep somewhere safe each night. So making money to live is nothing. I just don't see that as wrong.
Controversial, no.
Yeah, and you can go and be a school teacher and do that. Or you can go and be a nurse and do that. Or you can go and own a business and do that. And everybody's helping others in different ways, and they're all legitimate. Because if Woolworths doesn't exist, if I snap my fingers and Woolworths doesn't exist, Australia starves tomorrow. Like, literally, not enough food there. Oh, they're, big jerks making all this money, ripping off people. Well, that's, there's some truth there, but fundamentally they're feeding Australian humans and making and that's providing a necessary service. It doesn't mean they should be screwing all their suppliers and stuff, but I'm not validating that. Do you hear what I'm saying? That I don't know. People get funny about the idea of money. If you want to have a successful business, it's going to have to be profitable. Yeah. If you're not making profit, you're going out of business, you're going to have to close it, you're going to have to go and do something else. So you're going to eat calories and put your head somewhere at night and sleep.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.